Hi everyone, this is Susan Farrugia, and today I'm going to unbox a new toy I bought. Now, I'll explain. For many years I had things like I've got the Todo, which I have used in the past. I have a laminator. So I always use foiling and things with the things that I have. However, my ladies, because as some of you know, I do lessons on all sorts of different packages and things, and some of my ladies always tell me, you know what, oh yes, I bought that particular item, but you know what, Susan, it's still in the box. So this year I thought at Christmas I'm going to treat myself to several different things. I had a minx machine, which I will be doing a video on in the near future. I've used it, and by the way, I love it, and although it's still, I'm not still saying anything, I'll show you one thing that I did that I'm quite pleased with, and I'm going to be doing a session on how to do things like what I'm going to show you in a second. I can't reveal everything because at the moment I'm still keeping it to myself, but look at how beautiful these worked out using a mink machine. I have managed to do these beautiful images and I'm loving it. I am really having fun. So watch the space, because I will be again putting videos on for this kind of foiling with the minx machine. However, I also got my Spellbinder Glimmer hot foil system, and I think I already like it because it's smaller than my Todo, which was very heavy and I've got no room on my desk. Also, it is very nicely packed. I even like the packaging. Look how beautiful and stunning even the packaging is. I'm not throwing away the box, but I want to see what comes with it. And also in this video I'm going to have a play. Now, I've got some hot foils that I bought many years ago, which I used on my Todo. However, I want to try them on here and see what results I'm going to get with that. When I open, I'm going to take off the extra packaging at the side. So let's have a look. I'm going to take that off. And this gives me, I've got my plate, and it's quite a nice size, so yes, I like. So that's quite a nice size already. I think my plate was a lot smaller. We've got two foils, got some foil in them, and they look to be, there's quite a bit in them as well. So I've got one which is a rainbow and one is gold, but I'm not opening them yet because I've got a lot of foil that I am interested in trying out to see whether they work with this machine. I might not get a good result because, as some people will tell you, depends on the foil you are using is the result that you will then actually get, but we'll see. Now, there are two plugs, and as I understand it, one is the European standard and one is the British standard. So of course I'm in the UK, so I'm gonna use the one with the 3 pin. The other one I'll keep in the box. Then we have, ooh, you got a lovely plate, which I will as well try, and a sentiment there. We have the instruction book, but as always, I think that's the one of the last thing. I will read it, but I've seen a lot of YouTubers doing videos and stuff. But I'll have a little look later. Then we have this die, which is gorgeous. I think I'm gonna love using that. By the way, I have some plates and stuff on order as well. This is the green shim, tin shim they call it, Spellbinder Glimmer. We've got one, it's like a rubber plate so that when your dies are hot you can put them on top. and I've got a nice plate here. And then we have the actual machine itself. And from what I've seen, I think it's very easy to use. Right, so I'm going to put those back in there. And as I said, that box is going to go... I usually throw some of the boxes away, depending on what the item is. But I'm surely not going to throw away this box. However, I'm not going to put the machine back in the box either, because it's going to be on my desk or in the vicinity, because I intend to be doing a lot with it, and I'll be doing some more videos as well. So I hope you will like this and come back to watch more. So I'm going to close that box, and I'm going to put it on the side for now, put it back later. Now, I've seen on the videos on YouTube where they have like a tweezer with a magnetic end to it. However, this is the new one that they did. And the way it works, apparently, is you just put it over and it picks up. And when you want to release it, you just press the button and down it goes. So it's pick up. Now I'm doing it with the paper and the card and everything. So pick up and then release. And it's brilliant. I love it. So I'm already happy with what I've seen so far. I'm going to open this up. Now I've got some more which I used to use with my Todo machine. However, those ones I will be using a little bit later. So those are the dies that comes with it. I'm not going to keep those in with it, but I'll put them back in the box. That is the machine. It says Spellbinders. It's very light. You've got a place where you can roll your cord in so that it keeps tidy and it won't have a lot of extra either on your desk or wherever you're gonna put it. Of course, I've already got a place for it, and later on it will go into a place just behind my chair. I've got a space in one of my organizing shelves, and it's going to be very easy to get it because I would want to be using it regularly. So I always find that if something, I've got a lot of things, and one of my ladies in one of the sessions said, you know what, Susan, I see you just turn round and you pick up most of what you want. Because although I've got quite a lot of stuff, I did sort them in a way that if I want, at the end of this desk, I've got all my dies. On this behind me, I've got things like my printer, and now I'm going to have these on there. So I try to put things at a easy reach, because if you put them away, unfortunately, it will become, oh, I can't be bothered to go and get whatever it is you were going to use, but you didn't because you couldn't get quite near it. So I've got somewhere I can plug this in on this side, so I'm going to plug this in into one of my sockets here. It's done. Sorry if my head came in the way. Now, that I'm going to put there. We've got the plate. It's still in the bag. So I'm going to open that up. I'm not going to put it back in the bag because I like to use what I have. I always do. My ladies say, Susan, since we've been with you, we've been using most of what we've got. And that is my aim. I mean, that's something I decided I was going to do when I started. Now, I've been doing all sorts of craft for the past 25 or odd years, but finally I'm going to be doing something here as well. Now, this one, what you do, you slice it in and it will clip into that box there. So it's got to go in there, like so. And once you want to pull it out, you just hold and gently pull it out, and it comes out quite easily. So some people say it jerks and it's difficult. If I put it up a little and put it in, and then I'll just hold it down at the bottom and with a steady hand just push it out slowly, and it comes out very easily. So that's the way I intend to use this. Now, at the back is where you'll find the button for the machine. Okay, now before I even plug it in, I'll explain why I went for a Glimmer spellbinder rather than any others. There are some other good ones on the market, and by the way, I'm not affiliated to anyone, so I bought this out of my own money. I decided to do a video because a lot of my ladies do ask me, what do you do when you get things? And that's why I'm doing this video, mainly for people that do ask for these things. Now, here is what I'm going to say. There is another there are many other companies, one of which is by Crafter's Companion, and it is the Gemini. However, you need to have a Gemini die cutting machine for it to work. Now, I don't have that. I have the eBosser. I have many other ones. So I've got the Sizzix, I've got the Big Blue. So I've got a lot of die cutting machines. I don't think in my lifetime I'm going to buy any more. So that was what made me go for this particular one. Now, whether in the future I will get to buy a Gemini one and I'll test it out for you, I might, but at this point in time I just bought this and I'm going to be happy to use this in all my videos coming up. Now, on here you've got caution, hot surface, avoid contact, not intended for die cutting. Okay, now of course you don't want to cut the die into there, because if you cut the die into there it is going to damage it, and you don't want it to do that. In fact, I have an idea in my head which I'm not going to try until I try it myself, and I bought something to enable me to use the normal dies in the way I want to use them. And if I see that it works, if my idea works, I will also do a video for you to see that you can make use of, especially the spellbinder dies, which I have a lot of. Right, so that's going to be there. I'm going to plug this in. I think I've seen it here. I'm going to plug that in. Let's make sure it goes in. And there you go. As soon as I've put it in, the switch was on, and there goes. I've got a red light on there. Now, what that red light means is that my machine is now on. Okay? Now, when the platform, this will take about 5 minutes or so, when the platform is ready, now I don't know, there you see, you can see the light when I do that. When the platform is ready, I will get a green light saying platform ready down underneath the button I've just shown you. So it's this one here. Okay, with the light you can't see the one that's on, but the next one will come on and I'll show you. That's when the machine is ready. Now, or when the platform is ready. I'm going to take my die off. I'm going to try it. And at the moment I'm not doing anything specific. I'm just going to try out my foil, really. That's what I want to see, if my foil works with this machine or not. I know they are not. All my foils, I'll explain while we're waiting, all my foils, I do a test. One using the toner and one using a blank white sheet. And when I pass it through a laminator, that is the result I had on the white sheet and on the toner. Okay, so I know this will work with a toner, but it also sticks everywhere else, so it's not a toner foil. I want to now find out whether it's good for this machine, okay, because I have a lot and a lot of this foil. Look how much there is in there. These are ones I bought many years ago when I had my first Dodo, when they first came out. and I did use a lot of it, but I still got quite a bit of it, so I would be using that too. So I'm going to place my design there. Now you will notice that this platform has a line. Now when it has a line, that means they are there so that you can align with them. Now one lady did she is known as the Foil Empress. She did a design of a grid that you stand at an angle. So you put your card and your foil at an angle, and I have to still try it out. I haven't tried it yet, so that will be something I will look forward to try. But for now, I'm just going to start off easily like that, and I'm going to wait for this platform to, it is warming up. I mean, I can do that, and I can feel I can warm my hands over it, so it is nice and warm there. Now the other thing is, when you use your foil, the nice part needs to kiss the nice part of the die. So I'm going to cut a bit. They tell you not to keep extra. So if I want roughly that much, so I'm going to cut a bit that will cover that area, and they tell you to round off the corners. Now I'm not 100% sure as to why, but apparently rounding off the corners will make it less likely to end up with a lot of extra foiling. Now I've always done foil for myself. I've never done foils for others. So the nice part is going to look or touch the die, and that is because the glue is on this side. So you're going to then put the card you want to use. I've got a piece of card here, a piece. I can try it on either of these two pieces, and I'm going to put that on top of there. Okay, I hope it was wide enough for what I want. And then I'm going to do a very thin 80 GSM card on top of it. Okay, because I wouldn't want it to mark, let's do it this way, I don't want any of the foil to mark my plates. So if I put that there, it's not a shame, it's 80 grams and it's not going to do any harm there. I'm going to place that on top, and look, as soon as I started closing it, it's now, okay, the light came on just about now. I'm going to put my other plate on top, and I'm getting my, it's going to take a minute to be ready. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. Okay, so I'll be ready. And I'm going to press the button here, because this button, when I start it, it's going to do a 1 minute timer to tell me that I'm now ready to take it and run it through my die cutting machine. So it's going to take me a minute to bring it over. It is at the moment flashing. When it stops, and I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe it also does a sound when it's ready. And I'm using my Sizzix, which I had for ages. I'm supposed to try not to move this, but this is my first one, and I'm gonna see how it goes. So let's wait for it to do that. I've got a coffee, I'm gonna drink it. takes about a minute, and there you go, it stopped flashing. I'll show you, because if I put a little bit of my hand there, you can see it now stopped flashing. That means that it's ready for me to just pick it up. So I'm going to hold it and slowly pull it out, and I'm going to put it through my die cutting machine. I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm just going to roll it. And when you roll them through slowly. And I'm going slowly because if you go fast, it will not, or I should say, if I go fast, it will not necessarily have the time it needs to be able to do it. Now I've done it once. Before I go out, I'm just going to roll it back. I like to roll it back. You don't have to. I think they tell you can do it only once, but I'm going to do it like so. Now I'm going to switch this off for a minute. And I'm going to move it out of the way so we'll have some room. And I'm going to bring this forward. I'm going to take my plates off, and as you can see, there's no damage done to any of the plates. I'm going to take this paper off because I don't need it. That was just there so that my foil will not damage my... And here we go. Now, when you do that, look how beautiful that already looks. It looks like it did a lovely impression there. What I'm going to do is wait for it to cool down a little. These, all I need to do with these is get my grey mat, which I now have down here. Give us a second. And I'm going to lift that and release it there, lift that and release it there. This, please do not touch that because that will be quite hot. Okay, I mean they tell you they don't burn, but I wouldn't want to try it. So when I'm working with this, I would very carefully work with it and also make sure no children are near you, playing with you, doing. They need to have a certain understanding that that is a hot plate and you do not touch that. Now, it's the reveal time. Let's see for my first one what happens. I'm gonna go like so. Now this one, as anticipated, I had a bit of extra foiling. Okay, but you can get rid of that extra foiling anyway. My extra foiling happened to be up here, so this, let me see if I can get that extra foiling off. Now they say you can either use a rubber, I was going to say rabbit, what am I on about? You can either use a rubber, or I have one of those it is like a rubber. It's just with the things on my desk I can't find them. So what I'll do later is I'll just go with my rubber and just rub off that extra foiling I've got there and check the one that I've got down here. But apart from that, this bit at the bottom, look how beautiful that turned out. That is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you might not be able to see everything from there, but I think it came quite nice and it's got a lovely impression. I'm looking forward to using that on several of my dies. I'm going to try another one because I had some other dies for foiling. They were these ones. So I had some butterflies, I had a good luck one, this came from the Todo, and then you had the die, so you can cut it as well. There is another couple of dies, I think they were lovely too. I've used them, the cross is beautiful. And let me try the cross to show you how they come. So we've got the cross there, and then we've got two dies to go with it. Now the dies are there so that you can afterwards, cut either just the outside and leave it across as it comes, or you can put this over the card, of course, where the die fits, look, and you can cut some pieces out and it will look really beautiful. So I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna put the dies there. I'll cut it later. So what I'm gonna do with this one, I'm gonna use the same color, or I'll try the other one, but I think I'm gonna try the same foil because I want to know whether that foil actually works or not, if I've got the right thing for it. So I'm gonna switch this on, and at the moment that's waiting, I'm gonna put my cross in the center there. I'm gonna get a piece of card. That's not big enough, so let me see. Got loads of cards here and there and everywhere, so I'm gonna see if I can find a nice piece of white card. I think that would do nicely. Another thing, I think it works well with smooth card, and also it works, but before I do that I've got to put my foil on. So what I'm gonna do is cut another piece of foil. Where did I put my original foil at? There it is. I'm just going to cut a piece of foil again. Here's my scissors. So I'm going to just go down. I'm not going to do it a lot wider than the actual cross. Okay, only because firstly I don't want to waste a lot. And secondly, I don't want to have to put shims in. And that should be alright. Now remember, your nice side of the foil needs to kiss the die. Something like so. Like so. Now I'm going to put my paper on. And I'm going to put my green piece of... Now, another thing I've seen. The lady that I was watching on YouTube, I tried to catch her name because I'm sorry, I watch them at night. When I wake up, I say, let's look at a video. And I have not had anything to write with. I was just watching. And then I remember a lot of things. So, the lady was saying, she likes to tape her plates to the actual platform. And the reason she likes to do that is so that they open up, you put the things, you close it over, and you're done. I haven't yet tried it. I think I've got some electrical tape that's heat resistant tape, whatever, and I might try it with that. So I'm gonna now, I've got my second light on, so I'm gonna press for a minute. So it does count down a minute, so you can do it yourself, counting down a minute, but it does it for you. So why do it yourself when it does it for you? So I'm going to wait a little, and if I touch it, you can feel it. It's warm. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to burn you with the plate, but you can feel that it has heated up. Okay. So now the first thing I'm going to do is actually pass it through my die cutting machine, and then afterwards what I will do, I'll cut it to see how it will turn up. Go through I'm going to hold it and go through nice and easy. Go slow because you want to give it the chance to adhere to that tape where it goes, okay? So just go slowly. And when you feel that it's gone through, just come back slowly again. Well, I like to come back slowly again. So let's have a look. I'm just going round slowly, and it is done, ready. I'm going to switch this off for a minute and move it a little bit out of my way. I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to wait a little. Now I'm sure if I use the foils that came with it, I'm sure to do a nicer job. Okay, because of course if you use the Spellbinder Zone, it is understandable. I think you will get a better job, but we're gonna see how it's gonna work. And there you go, there is my lovely cross on there. I'm gonna just wait for it to cool down a little. And then I'm gonna pull it up. And oh goodness me, look at that. That is a beautiful cross. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've got a little bit up there over foiling, but you know what? I said I'm going to cut it using my die cut that goes with it, and I'm going to see how that's going to turn out. So if you bear with me just 1 second, I'll move my plate out of the way. Let's get this on there. Move the plate a bit out of the way to cool down there. And what I'm going to do now, this is an old machine, I had one, but although it's one of my older ones, I tell you what, I love it. It's really good. Now, another thing that I have been using is this. It is called, if you bear with me, I've got it just here. I've seen it with a lot of ladies using it in America. It's the press and seal, and I think it's great because what you do when you set your design where you want to cut, somewhere like so, you just take a piece of it, you put it down onto it, and it will keep your die in place. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over like so. I'm going to put my plate like so, and I'll quickly, this time I don't have to wait and go slow like I normally do. You just go over very quickly, and once is enough, but I'm going to come back because it's easier for me to pull it out this way. Now, that means that when I'm done, I'm going to take that off. So that comes off, look. And you know what? You can reuse it. So I've already been, since I had it, this is the only piece I've used so far. And it has 140 13 meters squared, 140 foot square or something like that it's saying. So I've got actually, let's see what I'm talking about. 13 meters squared, and it's got 43.4 meters. So if I'm only used that bit and I kept reusing it and it's still good, that is gonna last me a lifetime. And it only costed, saying that, about 15 pounds in England. Look at that beauty. I mean, isn't that a fantastic item? I mean, remember, I've just opened the Glimmer machine for the first time, used it straight away, and wow, what a result. I love it. So that's gonna be one of the very many things I like to use. And every day that passes, you know what, everyone, I'm ending up with having less and less time to do the things I love doing, because there's so many things. I can't use everything I've got all at once, I'm afraid. But I'm not going to make it even longer, because this has been about half an hour already. I did enjoy showing you unboxing this Glimmer machine. So if you've always been, and as I say, I'm not affiliated with Spellbinders in any shape, way or form, but as an honest user, I bought it myself, I've opened it, and you know what? That's a tool I'm gonna love using. Now, before I go, just to let you know, I did buy something else, and I was not very happy about it. The company didn't offer any help whatsoever, so when I unbox that item, don't worry, you'll hear about it and you know what to buy and what to stay away from. So, for now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll hope you'll come back. If you liked this video, please do give us a thumbs up. Do leave us a comment. If you've got any questions, do leave a comment. If you're interested in any of my lessons, I do craft artist, I do affinity for crafters, not for designers, for crafters. We do foiling, I do scan and cut, and we do the chit chat Sunday, so we do a card on a Sunday afternoon. So if you're interested in any of my lessons, please do drop me an email, or a message on Facebook, or even here in YouTube, so that I can give you some more information. And if you are happy with any of my videos on my channel, there will be many more and different ones as well. If you're happy with my videos and how I explain, every now and then I wouldn't mind having a free coffee from you. And I've got a button up at the top that says PayPal donation button, so if you want to buy me a coffee, by all means, I would very much so appreciate that. Thank you very much for staying with me till the end, and I'll hope to see you very shortly. Bye bye for now. Let's stop the video here. Bye.